Hey everybody, hope your day's going well. We are back with a reaction. The Calling by Marc Cohn, Charlie Christian's tune. This was a request by Leonard. Thank you so much for this request and donation. I'm looking forward to this because the first one I heard by Marc Cohn, that was incredible storytelling and an amazing voice. So yeah, I hope this is a little bit in the same vein. Let's jump in. Ooh. Whoa.
Johnny took the 405 and he rode it down the line.
Wow.
But he did not know that the ghost of Charlie Christian was riding too. But that's when he got the feeling, felt his soul and spirit rise. Closed his eyes and saw a vision. And he was sanctified. He said, I have heard a calling. I can hear a calling already. Like a priest or a missionary, I'm only following. Somebody brush him on the shoulder, and it sure ran right down his spine. But he did not know that the ghost of Charlie Christian was riding too. But that's when you got the feeling. The music was coming up from the back. Heard the sound of fingers on steel, like a wheel upon a track.
Wow. So the calling, like a missionary, you get a vision. So we got the metaphor of a calling, like a spiritual calling. But in this case, I believe he's talking about music. As far as I understand it, Charlie Christian was a musician, a jazz guitarist. And he's saying, like, I didn't know the ghost of Charlie Christian is riding too. So basically he's saying, like, this musical ghost is with me. Almost music comes from the subconscious somehow, you know? Like, as a writer, people ask me sometimes, where do you get your ideas? You know, I can't always tell where some ideas come from. They just come, you know, you have to recognize when they do and then, you know, grab a hold of them. But where do they actually come from? That's not always clear. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. You know, you can't always even take credit for them because they just appear like from somewhere. And he's talking about is I got a vision, like keeping in that theme of spirituality and a calling, like from a missionary or a priest. But this is, he got the feeling, the music coming up from the back. Sometimes you get tingles on your spine and chills. Heard the sound of fingers on steel, like steel strings of a guitar and a wheel upon a track. Sometimes a train. You hear music in that, but also a musical track. Wow. And there's so much soul in his delivery. Beautiful.
Like a wheel upon a track. said I've heard a calling.
Yo, sorry to pause it again so fast. I'm gonna run it back, but almost that strumming, and you hear the it almost is like a train. Now maybe because my brain made a connection, I'm biased to it, but it almost sounds a little bit like that.
He said I've heard a calling. I can hear a calling. I've heard it in the night, and I've stood under the light of the calling.
Wow.
Only following the calling. I can hear a calling. I can hear a calling sometimes. I've heard it in the night, and I've stood under the light of the calling. Following the calling. Only following the calling.
Wow. Hey. That's great. He's following the calling of the music, I believe. Wow. You know, you get the calling, and I wasn't sure, but I believe, you know, it's the calling of music, and he's only following. He's only following it. Just like I said, ideas. You follow him. You get him. You follow him. Creativity. It takes you places. You know, sometimes, you know, you think you're driving. Sometimes creativity seems to be driving. Sometimes you're both at the steering wheel. It's an amazing synergy when you get in that flow state of writing or whatever, creating whatever you want, you're doing. It's such a great feeling of doing it, man. And when artists get into their bag, you know, their musical bag in the zone, it's so much fun to listen to. You know, I think I can hear a sax in here. I can hear guitars in here. I don't know who's doing all this, by the way. Is he doing all the instruments, or does he have people? Or also, there was a low bass voice I could hear sometimes, which was also adds to that almost ominous feeling, a higher power almost in the call. It's great stuff. Good stuff. Thanks so much for this request. Thanks for being here. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.